So, this is my the millionth time I've tried to record this video, but there's so much noise in the background that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. But anyway, the other day, a guy asked me in one of my videos to make a track inspired by Jerro, specifically by the track "Go Back Now," which I made a recreation of. So I really like that track. It's one of my favorite tracks of melodic house or electronic in general. It's a really nice blend of old and new, and I really like it. And he asked me to make a video creating a song from scratch inspired by that track too. So that's gonna what we're gonna be making right now. Sorry again for all the noise in the background, and if you can hear it, hopefully you can't. So, okay, so I'm gonna try to make it as brief as possible, so it's not too long. So this is melodic house. So of course, the BPM is gonna be around 118 to 127. I'm at 123, which is like a slow but not so slow tempo, I think. So what I usually start with is either the kick or some chords. So right now I already have some chords and a loop for inspiration. This is the kick I'm using. This is by PML. It's in one of their packs. Just search for PML. It's D Premium 7. This is the first one. It sounds like this, which is really simple. Really straightforward kick, no fancy stuff, and some loop. I think this is from the same pack, just for some inspiration. So this is inspired by Jerro. So I'm gonna make some pads with Diva. Even though I'm gonna be working in G minor. I work in minor pretty much all the time. And Jerro's tracks, some of them are not in minor, but we can make some like really uplifting and inspiring chords. Okay, so this is gonna be a pretty simple chord progression. I'm gonna go with start with a 1 and go down to the 7. I mean the 6, then 7 and 4. So pretty simple, pretty cheesy. Also, if you don't really know how to make chords, that's fine. You can, if you're using Ableton, you can use this MIDI effect called MIDI Monitor, which tells you what chords you are playing, and also use the scale thing if you're using Ableton 12. Just take the notes, skip 1. So you already have your chord progression. We're gonna add a 7 to this one to make it a E flat major 7. This is an F major, so we can make it maybe a 9. So right now our chord progression sounds like this. Okay, so what I usually do is take the middle note or the second note of the chord and move it up an octave, so it sounds like fuller. It sounds richer, in my opinion. And you can also add notes to fill. Like for example, I think this is too big of a jump of notes. So let's add a G there, so it doesn't sound like so you don't notice the jumps between chords. So this is how it sounds so far. the way, I'm using Diva. Like this is a preset pack by a company called Synthesia. So this is how it comes out of the box. I usually would add just a low cut filter. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do. Now we can either add a bass or a melody. So we're gonna go with a bass. So we can just copy this preset and delete everything except the bass notes, which are the root in this case, which is usually the case. We can try this one though. Let's see. We can either pull it down another octave, see how it sounds. So I usually say that the best bass range in your space will be between 30, maybe 40, and 90. So we're gonna see if that checks out with this. So as you can see, most notes do hit, like the bass note hits that range, except for the first one, which is above 100. So what we can do is take just that one and pull it down. And I think it's too much high end. We don't need that much high end, so we're just gonna lower the cutoff. And take this out. We can actually add a little bit more bass. And now we can add a kickstart maybe. Okay, so we have our bass, we have our chords. So now what I would maybe add like kickstart as well to the chords, just a little bit, so we have that pumping effect going on. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start working on the melody. This preset that comes from Diva, actually, that is really good. I think it's really versatile, and I like to add the plate. Not that much. Also the delay, I think it's a bit, it's too much. Open the cutoff a bit, the noise as well. And I think that's it. I think we're good. So yeah, I really like that. Maybe pull in the cutoff a little bit, and we can start working on our melody. If you have a keyboard, you can work with a keyboard, or you can do it right here on your DAW. So let's hear the song and see what we can come up with. So I'm working on the melody, and I wanna take a moment to explain what I did. So in Jerro, what he usually does in some tracks, and Go Back Now is one of them, he makes like an ARP type of melody, and like a motif that repeats a lot. And this is like common in melodic house in general. So what I'm doing here, as you can see, I copy the pattern that I made in the first 4 bars here, and I copied it, but I did change in the second bar. I changed the last note, and in the 4th bar I changed the last the last notes. So basically we have a pattern of A, B, A, and C. So we can add again the kickstart, typical house, your side chain, and we can now add the drums. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, but what we can do, well, we need like a real, we just really need simple drums. So I'm gonna go find some. Maybe let's start with a clap. We can look for it on Splice. So I think those two sound cool. Let's just name them real quick. Clap 1, clap 2. What in melodic house, I think they usually use like really short. I mean, we can use either a 909 or like a shaker instead of a hat, because it's like a very smooth genre. So we need it's not like really groovy most of the times. So that actually works. So we just need a shaker or like a tambourine maybe. That could work. And go back now, like if you hear it well, you're gonna hear like a tambourine. This is more like tambourine than a shaker, I think. Yeah. Still, I think sounds good. Although I think in this song in particular, I think it sounds kind of out of place. Maybe we can add another one to like blend it. So I think this sounds pretty good. I think we can actually blend in the one that we had before. Yeah, like really low in the mix. Now we can group them, color drums, put them like the same color. I like purple for the drums. And we can, what I usually do, I make two groups, one for all of them and one without the kick, because I like to process them separately. So I just call them like percussions. So what I usually do, I may use like a drum bus to mix my drums. So this is what it sounds like at 100%. It sounds really like, it sounds bad, of course. But if you lower it, like the mix, put it like between 10 and 20. It makes them fuller, in my opinion, and it makes them together really nicely. So now we're gonna put like an EQ maybe. I think there's too much high end on these drums, so we're just gonna take out some. Also, Jerro puts, if I'm not mistaken, there's reverb on the drums. So I do put reverb on my drums, but like really simple reverb, short, like a room. So we're gonna use Valhalla and go with the rooms. Let's choose or with the plate too. I like the plate, drum plate, for example. Let's pull the mix down a lot. That sounds nice. I think it's still too much, maybe a little bit less than a second. That sounds nice. And add a compressor to the whole group. Like glue compressor is nice to just mix like the whole bus together, like to glue it together. Yeah, that sounds nice. I do think we should add like a ride maybe for the second part of the drop. So we're gonna find one, add it to the group, of course. Okay, loop it. So the video is a bit long, so I decided to cut it and just show you guys what I did. I didn't change much actually. I just added a couple more drums, just arranged the track a bit, and also added this like atmosphere that sounds like this, you know, just in the key of the track to make it more atmospheric, of course, and add some automation. So basically in Melodic House, since you're using the same motif pretty much over and over, so what you want to do is automate a lot of things. In my case, I automated the cutoff of the lead, so I did that. I also automated the kickstart, so the sidechain in all of the tracks before the kick starts, and that's pretty much it. I added some effects, some fills, a crash, and like I said, I arranged the track a bit, so now you guys can hear what like the final result of the track. Let me know what you guys think, and maybe see you in the next video.